Good evening. More video game playing fun times. And it's not near scavenger this time. That's something which has actually turned out to be quite relevant because this is Invisible Ink, which I just found out got nominated for the grand prize of the IGF Awards. Which it really deserves. This game's great. If you haven't heard about this game, it's kind of I would personally describe it as like espionage XCOM. It is a really, really strong tactical game, turn-based, and also rather difficult. Which is why I'm going to play on easy, and we're going to do story mode because we don't have endless mode yet. And I forgot to select Iron Man. This is also an early access game, and for an early access game it's actually excellent. And we'll pick randomly, so we get Nika and Deckard. So basically you start the game with two agents, who you will guide through all the missions that you do, and you can pick up more along the way, and they all, as you can imagine, have their own little quirks and strengths and weaknesses, and they come with different things. So Deckard comes with a gun, and a stun gun. Most people do come with a stun gun. Nika comes with a little custom stun gun, which is cheaper to use but doesn't do as much, and he can attack twice per turn though, which is actually quite relevant. And have we gone online yet? It does not look like we have. Oh no, we have. And yeah, so the best way is to just kind of go into it. So the premise is, similar to XCOM, you have X amount of time until everything goes to shit, in this case 72 hours. That will go by pretty quickly, and we can kind of choose where we go, what kind of missions we do, how difficult they are. So it's got a similar XCOM thing, except about the panic levels. So the plot to this game really isn't important, it's just kind of like generic, we're in trouble and stuff. And we start with 0 reputation, which is kind of used as your final score, and credits, which is money and generally how much we can spend on things. And hello everyone in the chat. So the other thing to bear in mind is how far away something is can be important, because you can sometimes fit 3 missions into a day, other times you'll only be able to do 2. So we can go to Reykjavik, which is level 1 mission, which level 1 is like the lowest difficulty. As you see, Gaborone is 2 levels difficulty, and over here we have another 1, a 2, and a 1. And they also have different types. So a KO Vault, the text will be really tiny. It's basically saying this could get us more money. The Nanofab Vestibule could find us new gadgets. Over here we could find another agent. Over here, money and more locations to go to. And here is more money as well. So it gives you plenty of options, it depends what you want to go for. I'm just going to go, I like to just get as many missions as possible, so I'm going to go to the nearest one. And get right into it. So, as we will see, you kind of and yes, you have the alarm system. So the way this kind of raises the stakes is, as opposed to something like XCOM where you can kind of run around as slowly as possible, you have an alarm system which starts at 0 with 6 segments, and when it reaches 6 segments it will go up a level, and that means that the enemies get certain advantages, and eventually it will build up and build and build up before it's just untouchable. And you don't get any map layout, so you've got to be very careful. So, and we kind of move people around in a similar XCOM way like this, and we have our actions we can do. We can run, which makes more noise, but you can move faster. We've got our money at the moment here, and we've also got power, so you can hack things in the game. You can't see me to hack here, but hacking costs power, so you get that and you can get it from these consoles. So if I send Deckard over here, let him hijack this, I get some power. And then we can tell him to run over here, and it's quite nice, it tells you how many action points are over here, which is quite nice. You only have a certain amount movement or actions you can do. We can tend to peek through the door, and we kind of get a glimpse of what's on the other side. So we can see there's this door which is red, which is locked, and we can also see there's kind of got laser grid. So we already know kind of what's behind the door, so you're not just gonna, so you always really want to peek through doors rather than just kind of go bursting through them and realising, oh, there's a bunch of people here. So what we can now do is, lastly, with door opening cost no actions, it doesn't look like there's anyone directly there, so we can open the door and that reveals a bit more. And it seems safe to send Nika out here. And that noise is when you know, the noise is because the art style can be a little bit hard to tell things between, is that tells us we've spotted something, in which case it's the security camera here. It comes a bit easier in this mode, otherwise known as incognita. So we can't go through there yet. This generally means the door is locked. So we can't go quite through there. So I'm just gonna, and we're actually leant against a wall, so I'm gonna tell her to peek around the corners and we see what the rest of the room is. So we can see a door going through there, and we've got the Nano Fabricator, which is basically a shop. Is where it's really one of the very few ways to get new items, which will help us throughout the campaign. I will probably try and come back to it later because we've only got 500 credits. And I'm going to tell her, I'm going to put her in Overwatch basically, but you only have melee Overwatch at the moment. Deckard has a gun, so he can do gun Overwatch, but killing people in this game is actually really not recommended. But it's similar to how the XCOM Overwatch. If they see an enemy or an enemy walks past them, they will whack them with the taser. I'm in the turn, you see the alarm level increases, and oh yeah, and we also, one of the benefits I took at the start, I didn't explain, is that we have something that gives us 1 power at the start of every turn, and considering we need the power to hack things, we want to do that. So if we even want to use the shop, we've got to hack it, and as you can see, when I hover over it, it needs 2 power, and the 1 represents how strong the firewall is. Our current cracking weapon system, whatever, that can crack through that in 1 use of 2 power. But we're not going to hack it yet, because we don't really need to. I just want to scope out the level a bit more. So if I send Nika over here, I can tell her to then peek through the store, and we can see this yellow trail of arrows. So that's where a guard has just walked. And because he's not there, we know he's in that room. So we need to be careful. If we walk in here, we know the guard can come back. And a lot of the game is not like heavy, like over the top planning, but just being sensible about what you're doing and anticipating what might happen. And similarly, we'll send Deckard over here and peek through this door. We actually can't unlock it, and that just looks like another room. So we haven't found anything too exciting yet. And I'm going to put them both on Overwatch. You don't want to go too slow because of the alarm level, but we'll see if the guard comes back through. So he is, and we can hear his footsteps, so we know that. So let's knock him out. So there's 2 ways we can do this. If we open the door, that oh okay, sorry, I forgot. That was the last place we saw him. He has since moved on. And now what we can do is you get more vision peeking when you've got the door open, and he's there. We could run up to him here, which we will do, and we get the option to knock him out. For with hers, it'll be 3 turns. So okay. And he's knocked out. That's what this flashing triangle is that says 3. That's how many turns he's knocked out for. But also, you see it's flashing up saying pin. So if one of your characters is on top of the same tile as a guard at the end of the turn, it doesn't tick down how long until he wakes up, which is quite key. It means you can keep control of situations, because they will wake up and then suddenly be like, huh, someone whacked me over the head with something. I should probably look for them. And we can also steal something, so we can steal his money, and we can steal his pass card, which isn't good because that unlocks these doors. But I'm going to be splitting Nika off here. I don't like her standing here. Her weapon's on cooldown, so she can't knock anyone else out, and if someone walks through, she's going to be in a dicey spot. Deckard can't go through there yet, so I'm actually going to move him over here to the same place. I'm not going to kill anyone, but they can swap items between them, which you can take some good advantage of. So I'm going to give the Pascal to Deckard, and because I really want to cover lots of ground, because we need to find... I did skip past the objective screen, sorry. We need to find an executive in the building. So we need to find him and then find the elevator, which is the escape mechanism, basically. To end the mission, you have to get to the elevator. It's not just we completed the mission, we're done. You have to think about your exit strategy as well, which is, I think, an area not enough games look at. Certain term who normally stumbles in on us. Nothing happens, so let's split them up. Nika is gonna... Let's send Nika down here. So, as you see, we're no longer on him, so the pin thing as well. We'll get to there. And these are two safes, which we can hack through, and they will usually have money, almost certainly money, maybe sometimes items. So we can hack those. They've got no firewalls, and what this means is Nika can now run up to them. And yeah, so we got $150 and some corporate intelligence, which I believe reveals some locations on the map. And she can't reach a safe. She's pretty well concealed here. That looks like it might be a door, or maybe not. So I can just put her in Overwatch mode. So if anyone walks past her, she'll whack them. And we'll send Deckard over here. Okay, so this red area, as we hover over it, means it's being watched. And thankfully the game is very clear in what the enemies can see and can't see, not only with the colours, but if you hover over any tile, it'll say, this is watched, this is hidden. And you can see there's a security camera here. I'm going to avoid hacking it just for now. We can hack it and then it gives us vision for the rest of the map. Instead, I'm going to start moving Deckard back over here.
Warning.
Can't move that far. Because we might be able to just kind of bypass that camera and not use up valuable power, because we're down to 9 and we haven't seen any more consoles yet. The game is very much about planning out what you're going to do. We don't hear any guards. I think the problem is these tiles are watched, so we can't make a run for it over there. As you can imagine, getting seen by the security cameras is not good. This room is empty, so from there, and that's just got more. Because we know no guards are around, I'm going to tell Deckard to run, which means he can move further. As you may see, the vibrations going around means it's more chance of people hearing him and going to investigate. Oh. Okay, so if we would have peeked after opening the door, we would see there is a power supply and a console. The console, like this thing over here, will give us power. This is controlling something. It's controlling most likely this. So if we need to get to this, and this is a double door, those red doors means it's a guard elevator. So if more guards get ported into the level, they will need to go through here. Which actually convinces me that I actually want to leave these lasers up. Seems like a design fault by the people who built this building. I did not mention all these levels are procedurally generated, every single one. Which I really quite like. It makes every level a challenge. Some levels can be absolutely brutal in their layout, and some can pose some really interesting ways of having to solve them. So that was 6 turns. The alarm level is now at 1. Nothing happens at level 1. It gives you time to set up. It doesn't like throw you right in the deep end. It might do stuff on hard mode, I don't know. But when we get to level 2, bad things will start happening. So let's send Deckard up here. So this door doesn't actually go into that room. It goes into another room with a security camera. This one we will almost certainly have to hack. We can also see the pattern of a guard here, so this is a little dangerous. There's also a safe. So let's hack this. I feel a bit more happy doing it because there's a console here, console there, which in hindsight I probably should have grabbed. There's not really anywhere for Deckard to hide, but I will open the door. There's another safe. So there's a console database here. So all the things you hack, the safes just give you money, obviously cameras give you vision, you don't get spotted. You occasionally get something like this. So if I hack this, it shows us like all the consoles which give us power on the level. Which is good because we know how much power roughly we'll get throughout the level, and now I know that it's not that much, so to play a bit more conservative. But also we get an idea of the layout of the map, which is the best part. So we can see this is the bits we've covered. Yellow lines are doors, so we know the way over here is probably through there, and we know there's stuff over there as well. So we know where we need to explore, so I need to kind of send Nika over there. Deckard is going to close the door in case anyone turns up, and go into over. Nika is going to do some running. Grab those consoles. And I've just realised this guy is about to wake up. It's important not to forget about the people who wake up. So because I'm a dumb and I've forgotten about him, I need to kind of like quickly shove Nika into this room, which is why I've hacked that camera. So he's going to wake up, and if he decides to burst through here, it'll give her a chance to attack him. And with a footstep.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, and that guy wakes up and he's like, what the hell? So he's going to start looking for us, and there's two guards here. And again, you can see the cone of vision, this is watched. It's also very clear that this is noticed. So they won't see you, but they'll notice things out the corner of their eye. It's quite a clever distinction, and it means you can play a bit more fast and loose because you know exactly what they're going to see. So I can't really send Deckard in here, but I can see that it looks like a lot of this is noticed by that guy. So if I open the door,
Did you see that?
oh, is that by that guy? That guy's noticed it. So if I then close the door again, he's even more curious. And now I put Deckard in melee Overwatch with the idea that Deckard will kind of walk over, turn up, and Deckard's just going to whack him in the face, and he's kind of dealt with that. Nika, I'm going to try and send up here in the meantime. Let's have a look through here. It's not entirely clear. And okay, so this is an empty room. So I'm going to put Nika in here, close the door, and do the same. So this guy will almost certainly not reach this far. And now if he bursts into here, Nika's not going to be there. Although we are beginning to get a bit pincered, because this guy is going to realise what's going on and start pretty frantically. So that guard's walking away, and this guard is going to mess with the door. And oh, that's frustrating. He's one tile away from Deckard being able to knock him out. Unfortunately, we can't just walk up to him and whack him with the thing. The tasers kind of firstly rely on the enemy guard not seeing you. So if the enemy sees you, you can't use it. And also, if we walk in front of him, that will trigger him, and he will pull his gun. And then, when he does that, you only have a few choices, most of which are hiding. We'll probably see that at some point. So what I'm going to do is,
Did you see that?
slam the door in his face, and he's going to be even more curious. But now he should actually look through the door and get hit in the head. This is thankfully all buying time for Nika to get some power. And how much these give is randomised. That one gave us 2, this also gives us 2, and then Nika's out of action, so I'll just stick her there. There's also this room here, but this place seems more interesting to me. We still haven't found the executive level 2, and there you go. That's how the melee Overwatch works. So we kind of baited him out, And then he runs through. Let me knock him out. So let's see what he's got. Another pass card, so there's no point taking out. He's also got Medgel. Medgel is basically, if one of your people gets shot, you can revive them. It's actually worth upgrading my infantry because it is a very, very good item. This guy has not noticed anything. He doesn't actually notice these tiles, so we could actually, because the melee weapon is on cooldown, normally what I'd do is kind of like swing me around here and knock the other guy out, but he can't do that, unfortunately. What I'm going to do is actually send Deckard. I'm going to close this door, swing Deckard over here, have a peek, because I'm wondering where this other guard is going. So I'm going to start closing doors behind us. Then I'm not going to put him in shooty Overwatch because shooting guards is bad because they all have these heart monitors when I hover over, and then the alarm is increased, and you don't want the alarms to escalate. Plus, you have like a really limited supply of bullets. And actually, putting Deckard there has made us realise that the guard who we knocked out here ran into there, didn't find anyone, and is now running out here, which means he's either going to go through here, which is going to snake up on Deckard, or he's going to run through there, which is going to bring him close to Nika. Unfortunately, we now have no sight on this guard. So we've got some choices to make. Firstly, let's send Nika through here. And this is interesting. We can tell this is being watched, but we can't tell by what, because it's not that security camera, because we won't be able to see it. So let's open the door and peek again. So the security camera's there, and this is why vision is really quite crucial. And it also means that this place is just consoles, it's a bit of a cul-de-sac, and we don't really need the rest of the power. So I'm going to close that door, move Nika behind a bit of cover, and put her in Overwatch, and then we're going to send her either down here to try and sweep up this guard from behind. I'll send her through here. But this is quite a difficult setup because the guards are all waiting. Because guards don't stay down for long. It's not like you knock them out and they're knocked out. It is more, you know, they're going to be pretty quick to wake up. So I'm actually going to have Deckard pin this guy.
Investigating the area.
Warning. Additional cameras activated.
And we go up to level 2. So level 2 is when they activate other security cameras, which takes a turn to do, which means we can see where they are. One is in this room. That's a very well protected room. 2 security cameras and 2 guards are in there. This one where we're not really going. This one, and then this one as well if we were having to go down there. We now see this guard is here. So Deckard's in a bit like a rock and a hard place because we can see the footsteps. So the guard is stood there, which means you can see a bit. So if actually I have a look and then open the door, he's there. We still don't have our melee weapon. We can't really sneak past him because he could turn around at any point, and then quite soon that camera's going to be on next turn anyway. So we've actually put ourselves in a really difficult position because we need to keep this guy pinned. This guy's going to run through very soon. So let's close the door again and just kind of put him on Overwatch and hope everything goes okay. Except we can't put him on Overwatch, so shit's gone bad. Let's quickly see what's through this. Okay, so this thing is the elevator. So this is where we will escape from. So we're going to have to run through these rooms again, but now we know where we're going. And I'm going to just move Nika into this room. I don't think anyone's going to come through there, so put on Overwatch anyway. But this level is not going as well as I hoped. Now this, I'm going to have to hack this camera. It's too much vision. Deckard's weapon is back up, so I'm going to open this door. Oh, the guard was... Sometimes the guard thing can be confusing because you see it doesn't clearly indicate it was where you last saw them, so I thought it stood here and I was going to knock him out. I'm now going to have to put Deckard here and in Overwatch in the hope he doesn't get himself in a sticky situation. It's also, this is a dead end as well, so it looks like the path to where you want to go is through here. Nico, I'm just going to stick here and slowly try and move her up as like kind of backup for Deckard. What you need to watch out for is this guy's going to wake up in the turn after this one, and there's still a guard running around here. Although he may have gone back on his patrol. Deckard has grabbed that guy, which is quite nice. So what's he got? I'll grab the safes on the way back if need be. In the meantime, let's run Deckard up here and see what's going on. Okay, so there's the terminal. This is what we're here for. So we found the objective, and provided there's nothing else too bad here, we might be fine. Nika can kind of cover Deckard's tracks, but she can also do some rolling. So Deckard is going to open the door. Peek again. Okay, yeah, everything in there is fine. So I'm going to stick him in that room. There's no guards there. We now know the layout of the building pretty much. There's a slight question mark over this, and we can start planning our escape. So I'm going to put Nika to... I'm actually going to make her run around a bit. I'm going to close that door so this guy doesn't immediately wake up and burst through. I'm going to... I'm just going to stand on this guy and keep him pinned. So that he doesn't wake up by the time Deckard comes back. This guy's now awake. There's a very good chance he comes through here, but for now, let's just complete our objective. And we don't need to pass card anymore, so this is what we wanted. Hey Raylada? I don't know how to say names. And this is what I like, is we can now form a plan. So I'm going to move Nika through... I'm going to move it to here. So then if that guy decides to investigate through here, let's have a peek through. So if he decides to now run through here, she'll take him out, and then by that time both those wake up will be gone. So we can unlock crack. Money is quite important here.
Investigating area.
Ryla Oda. Okay. Now I know. And this guy has this guy's turned up and is throwing a bit of a spanner in the works, because he's now covering that entire room because we left the door open, and he's going to notice anything that happens here. Deckard's weapon is back up, so I'm gonna... oh god, he can't actually run that far. I'm just gonna run him over here. So he's gonna pin that guy. Nika is going to...
Do you see that?
close this door. I'm gonna just try and bait him out. I'm actually going to put Deckard here, and because we're near the end of the level, I'm going to put him there so if the guy bursts through here, he can shoot her, which I would rather, but...
I think somebody's down. Calling it in.
Intruder!
Ah, so there you go. This is the guard Overwatch. So if a guard sees one of your people clearly, your agent has one or two options. They either have they can move 1 square, and you need to get into cover,
Warning, firewalls increased.
or you need to save them somehow, or they get shot. And the corporation, and alarm level 3, the alarm levels are always the same. In this case, all the firewalls are now +1. So if we wanted to hack something, all these that were 1 before are now 2, so they take more power. So this is why you want to hack the crucial stuff first. Nika cannot move into cover in 1 square, but thankfully, Deckard, he actually has 2 options. I can't remember if the guards have any number of options. They'd have to move, like the one that isn't being targeted has like one action as well. He could just shoot the guy. The alarm level doesn't matter because we're pretty much at the exit. All the other guards are pinned down, although he's waking up next turn. We could kill him. Because we have 6 bullets. Maybe we kill him. Because if we run up, slam the door, I'm going to go to the pacifistic route. I'm going to run up here.
Damn it, they got away.
Slam door. He is going to melee Overwatch because the guy will run through. Nika is then going to stand on the man here. And then we'll have everyone knocked out and we should be able to make a quick exit. If all goes through. And it does. I'm a genius. Kind of, not really at all. Everyone's dealt with. We can just kind of be safe and make our exits. And because everyone's knocked out, we can just run. So this is obviously a different level. Oh, that guy now wakes up, but it's too late for him to do anything. So we need to get both into the elevator. One square away from that. But they're not going to catch up in time. So this actually is a pretty smooth level overall, which is quite surprising given that it was actually quite a difficult setup, and I forgot to press the escape button. So everyone's going to wake up. But as you can see, like they've taken a turn to wake up and then a turn to kind of react to it. So we knew we were safe. To be honest, we could have possibly made a dash to that shop, but I didn't want to risk it. Still could, but no. So yeah, then we leave. So we actually doubled our money, more than doubled our money, got some rep, explored 98% of the map, and we didn't have to pay any cleanup, which is quite nice. So that was pretty as well as that could go. And now we can, and now the money is always quite sparse. Normally spends at the shops. We can use it to upgrade people. Like hacking. Upgrading hacking basically means like you get more power from stuff. I think inventory is just carrying more, which is nice. Anarchy is like if you're doing like a real pacifist run. It means like you can steal from guards when they're awake, and stuff like that. And then there's stealth, which is more movement. And I like movement. So I'm just going to give Deckard, who's already moves around quite a bit. What I like to do when I've got Deckard is make him like someone who can run around and do a lot. And because that mission was to find more locations, we now have a couple more options. And there's also another one in Reykjavik. Why do our enemies have everything in Reykjavik? And this is a cybernetic augments lab. So this will have a terminal at the end of the level where we can upgrade one of our agents with some kind of upgrade which will make them a lot better. Augments are very, very strong in this game. It is a level 2, but it also only takes 3 hours, and then we can kind of bounce over here and maybe even get 4 missions done in a day. And because the way they explain that you can't just pick up guns as well is that they're all kind of like bio-coded to people, and this facility they haven't done that yet as well. So let's go for a difficult one. This is by numbers infiltration. I don't think it will be. One thing to bring into mind is that unlike a lot of games like this, you don't actually have to complete your objectives. If you're like in a really bad situation and you don't think it's achievable or it's not worth it, you can just leave the level. And you know, obviously you don't progress too far from it. You don't get the rewards, but you're also not punished too heavily for it. So that's an interesting ending. So we've got a couple of doors and also things we can't see straight off the bat. And oh boy, this level isn't messing around. So we've got a room with 2 guards, one of which is Spec Ops, and what that means, at least as you can see, they have a 180-degree line of sight, so they actually have like proper human peripheral vision, which is more realistic, which also makes them a lot more difficult to deal with. There's also a chance that one of these guys is just going to walk through this door, so let's put you on Overwatch very quickly and see what's going on over here with Deckard. So there we've got another door, another guard elevator. The size of the map can also vary. Sometimes you get really small ones. The one we were just on was medium, but sometimes you get massive sprawling ones in all directions. They're really difficult as well because you have to remember all the things you've done. And there's a console. There's 2 doors. So you can see there's door here, what's through here, what's down there. You've already got plenty of options, which is why this game you need 2 agents to start with. There you go.
Did you see that? Intruder!
Oh wow, that went really badly. So that guy walked through, but the other guy turned around. So the game can give you some pretty tricky situations. And if we didn't have Deckard, who's like a ranged guy, we'd be in trouble. So what's sneaking up? Money and pass card. We could like kind of slam the door, but then we're being chased already, and guards can wake up other guards. So I'm actually going to risk this and kill the guy. And because he had a heart monitor, the alarm level goes up by 2, which is why generally you don't run around killing everyone. Things spiral out of control quickly. So having committed a little bit of homicide, let's pick up some power. And see what's wrong there. So that's security camera, which looks like it's covering all that room, which kind of looks like it's just a guard elevator, so maybe we can just rule that out as a possibility. Guard elevator here as well. We haven't seen a guard elevator come into play, but when it does, knowing where they are is ultra important. And so let's loot this guy's corpse. You can drag bodies, but I very rarely see the point. Put him down. I didn't want you to pick him up. Okay, that cost us some action points. That was annoying. Ooh, so he has a cloaking rig. This is real. I've not had a cloaking rig. The cloaking rig 3. This is actually one of the best items in the game, and it needs level 4 stealth, which means we can't use it. We could sell it, or we could train someone up to use it. But this is a really good item. Basically, for a turn you can be invisible, which means you can just run in the sight of guards, they won't notice anything. And it looks like this one also affects the agents within near you, which means that this is really strong. That's a very nice find. Kind of glad I shot him now. It's a horrible cynicism. More power. What's for unique up here? What's through? Oh, peak requires an action point. So normally I wouldn't recommend this. We can open the door, close it again in case anyone noticed we can't see. So as you can see, this map is already a lot more spread out and it's going in different directions. So you've got to be careful here. So someone is running around. So I wonder if what that means. I might have just noticed a bug in the game because all these tiles that come up as highlights seem to indicate where the map could be, and then it's not there, which is a bit game breaking, so I'm not going to use it. Let's see what's through here and if it's worth going down this route. Oh wow, there's a guard right there. That guy's waking up soon. I need to close my doors behind me.
I think I saw something.
So that guy's just noticed a door opened up right behind him, and there's also a security drone there as well. It can't hear anything, you can't knock it out. You can hack it though. But for now, we just knock this guy out. So we're going to hack the drone, and this is quite a useful thing to have. We get the drone for 2 turns, but it's got a bit of movement and it can open doors. So this can actually do some, like, guards won't notice this being weird, so we can use it to scout, and now I know where the elevator is, which is super useful. So that's gone well already. Deckard can still move. And there's our objective. So the objective is near here, and we're actually, considering how this level started, in a very nice spot. I'm going to start closing doors behind me like I should. So we should expect to see a guard. Yep. And he might come through now, but Nika's melee Overwatch cooldown is quite good. The only thing to worry about is these two are now very far apart, so if one gets into trouble, they're not going to be able to see each other. So, all this for only getting to level 1 is quite nice. Oh, yes, there's 2 augments. 1 for each person. So, Nika needs to get down here as well, but she'll come by at the time we can go to the elevator. I'm gonna open this door, sneak around this guy, right here because he won't be able to see it, and Overwatch. Let's get some nice loot. So when we try to access this, we find a hard box known as the Nasher. If we open it badly, it'll destroy the contents and it'll probably knock her out, which is a yeah. Oh, we can use an Anarchy. Oh, okay, so we can try to use it. It'll cost us all our action points. Let's give it a go. Oh. So, I think she's just knocked out for a few turns. Oh no. Oh, she actually is down. I did not I thought that would like knock her out. I didn't think it would like. She's essentially dead. We can revive her, but that's actually a massive problem. Security drone, I'm going to tell you to put yourself in a corner because you'll stop being under control and want you to be as far away as possible. Deckard, go get your movement. So we need to hack. Okay, so this funky border and the fact it says Hidden Daemon means once we hack through this, there'll be a negative effect, which is random out of a bunch of possibilities, and with Jim not enough aid, so, but it's worth it. We want it.
Warning, daemon installed.
Okay, so we lose 5 power, which isn't great, but it could be worse. So now Deckard can use that. So we can get predictive brawling, which is when we knock someone out, we gain 6 action points. Or augment socket. I wish it would have told me what that was. It didn't tell me what that was, unfortunately. He's not out for only 2 turns. course, we have no sign of anything. So yeah, he's woken up. Oh, okay, she isn't down. That just trapped you guys. And that guy walked right past her twice. Got very lucky. Oh, right. So that thing, we now have another slot for augments. So actually, just gonna send Deckard here. I can attempt to close this door first, because that guy's woken up. Now send him here. So we can get titanium rods. We deal 1 extra KO damage. So basically, if we knock someone out, they're knocked out for an extra turn. I might pronounce demon. I'm just saying Damon because of A. So Deckard now better at knocking people out. Nika has woken up. So what she can now do is knock out this guy. We've got a lot of money. I'm going to upgrade the charge pack. It basically means you can reload and recharge things. There's a lot going on in this level. This is not going to loot background. Just 1 second. Yeah, so we can send her over there. But the problem with that is that there's going to be a bunch of guards in between her who are very angry at having been knocked out. I've definitely got rearranging stuff at the moment. But it's worth investigating. I mean, Deckard's kind of scoped out the rest of the level. So we can kind of loop him back round to kind of clear a path for Hey, clockwork. What's through here? Oh, so there's a shop. That's really good. That is definitely worth investigating. Oh, there's even more to this level. So this level is, like, compared to the last level, this level's really big. And that's the thing, sometimes you don't know what you're getting into. This is just like a huge sprawling morass of stuff. We've got like a knocked out guard here, one here, and one waking up around there. Let's get Deckard to look at the rest of this. It's got like prompts to stand there, but I don't know why. That's odd. Let's just put him over watching our door. Nika, you can peek and shop here. So through here. Okay, that room's literally looks like it's just got a turret in it. It's got 2 turrets in it. And 2 power grids powering it. So it's got... This is procedural generation at work. The room's got 2 turrets in it, both of which are facing away from the doors and covering absolutely nothing of worth. But that's not... That's a relief. So what have we got here? So we've got some med gel, we've got a charge pack, a smoke grenade, which can be really useful, a buster chip, which we can't use yet. It's just like kind of like an item that does hacking. Vault disruptor, which disrupts the noosphere. I love that word, noosphere. We don't really need actually got weapons already. Oh, okay. So that means if we kill someone, their heart monitor does only raises the alarm level by 1. I don't think that's worth it, because I don't plan on killing people. So that's rare for a shop to be such a bust in terms of not having great stuff in it. There's a few things to be wary of now. These two guys could not be further apart at the moment, and we're also down to 3 power, so we need to hack anything in a pinch. We're in a bit of trouble with that. And also all these guards are waking up. Which is not good. It's not good at all. But I am bound to explore. So, because I mean, that said, we've got the objective. If we wanted to, we don't have to explore. We can just go. What can Nika see? That's a dead end. Well, it's got a safe. Okay, so that is this part of the building is covered. I don't envisage anything important being here. We know there's a guard waking up around here, so one around here, and one around here. He's there. So I guess the plan is Deckard explores the rest of this, knocks that guy out. Nika knocks this one out again. They meet in the middle and get to the elevator. Sounds simple. Nothing's actually gone to shit yet, which is quite impressive. What's in here? A console. That's worth it. I did mention this before. That's 5 power, which is a lot. The console, the power carries over to the next level.
Guard down!
Warning. Additional cameras activated.
And we hit level 2. So, more cameras activated, which is why it'd be good to have some hacking power again. So there's the one in this room, so neither of those are particularly threatening to us. Problem is, okay, so there's one guard there, which I think we can sneak our way around. But obviously the problem is we have silent over the 2 guards that we knocked out earlier. Nika is not going to be able to get out of this room yet. Yeah, so that guy is definitely just there. The only way he can get to us in his next turn is if he runs right through here. So position Nika there, she should be fine. Deckard's going to have a similar problem, except we have like no idea where that guard is. So I'm actually going to play it ultra safe with him, because it's going to take time for these two to reunite anyway. I'm surprised at how everything's smooth. As he says that, that's 2 guards in the same place. I could run through the... No, I can't actually run No, the turret room is a bad idea. I can't sneak past because these two are actually covering each other. If I knock him out, he will see. If I knock him out, he will see. So I'm just going to kind of sit here and hope they don't come through. That means the other guard is somewhere around here. I should not have just run through that. A lot of these rooms are not conducive to peeking either. I've left a lot of doors open, which is very stupid because it makes us easier to spot.
I'm lost. Investigating area.
Okay. They made bad choices. So that's being watched, so... Oh, so the 3rd guard is up here. Let's take him out. Close the door and hope the guard doesn't run through there. No, we are in the clear. Oh, it's a security camera. I did not see that one. So we have that. We aren't in fact being seen. I still don't want to run through because there could easily be a guard there. So let's hide Nika. Nika can use her melee quite a lot, which is quite nice. Deckard card on you. Oh, I ran past that a bit quickly, but the guard is there. So if he walks through here, I've got to hope he doesn't walk in and turn left. Has everyone been suffering with the ills? It sounds like everyone's been suffering with the ills. That is not a good time for anyone. So this is the problem you knock guards out. As you can see, they are all running around frantically, trying to find us. Deckard's in the clear. Nika isn't. Nika's in a bit of a horrendous situation because that guard's now running up here. And that footsteps means the guard's coming around there. She's actually in a horrendous... Like, it doesn't like this place is being watched, but she's in an increasingly tight situation. So the plan is... stick her there. I should have closed that other door. Close that door, and if the guard runs through, we whack him. If not, we need to move quickly anyway. Or maybe, in fact, I'm going to send Deckard to loop back round, I think. For her.
Warning,
Oh,
firewalls
about the
increased.
Intruder!
camera. This is why it's important to remember what's going on. I forgot the security drone's running around. He can't get into cover, so we've basically got to kill our second man. And the alarm is now approaching 4. 4 is trouble. I'm gonna have this. I really don't want that to be following us too long. And that is going all the way over here. And yes, that's just a guard elevator.
Warning.
Okay, Deckard's just gonna run back now. It's actually... if I've counted
Take
the
someone
guards
down.
right,
I'll end it.
Nika's actually in the clear. She can outrun the guards. And Deckard. Nika should be able to outrun the guards and kind of get home as well because the other one's dead.
That's the game.
And yeah, so this is like, if we don't kill that guy as well, she'll probably get pincered. Let's just wrap this up. We'll find out what happens at level 4.
Warning, additional guard patrols.
Which we see spawn here, which is why knowing where the guard elevators are can be quite important. Otherwise you're like, oh, there's a guard on level, hope I don't run into him. Oh, I ran into him. Out a successful mission. We did kill 2 people, but you know, you can't break an international conspiracy without breaking a few eggs. You know. And there we go. So that went pretty well. I don't think I've ever got through the first 2 missions with not dying before. We can buy a defibrillance. It's like Medgel, it revives someone, except you can use it over and over again. Medgel's one use. But for now, I'm actually, as is on a Wednesday, only do an hour. Because I'm also very tired from work. First week back at work, absolutely knackered. I blame the government and also my bosses. No, I don't, in case my bosses are watching. Which is weird. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. I'm going to put it on YouTube. But I will be streaming this more, because this game didn't see its full potential in those 2 missions, although you get the gist. This game is really, really good, especially for an early access game. I would get another ground floor on this. And as mentioned at the start, it's been IGF nominated for the grand prize, so you know it's good. So yeah, thanks for watching. All of you who have the ills, I hope you lose the ills. And yeah, have a nice season.